Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is September 4th, 2024, and we now know approximately when will Gavi be back on the field. Also, Lamine Yamal has set yet another record. And finally, we're going to discuss Dani Olmo's first interview as a Barcelona player. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and this is the Barca News live podcast where not only do I get to bring you Barcelona news, but I also get to interact with you lovely people in the chat section by reading your comments out loud, answering your questions, and getting a discussion going. For those of you who'll be watching when the podcast ends, I will be putting timestamps in the description and chapters in the timeline in case you do want to skip through the discussion. Having said all that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. All of this helps the channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys, merchandise, make sure to hit the goal kits, fanatics, or kickback. I forgot all the three options. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure to bet us. All links are down below in the description. If you click them, you get access to special offers. And of course, you would be helping the channel grow. Now, having said all that, let's dive right into the news because today Barcelona finally, after a very, very long wait, they have officially released the away kit. Now, we know that home kit was delayed by approximately a month because of some printing issues with Nike where they printed a lot of jerseys with the wrong Spotify logo. I think that's why I'm starting to suspect maybe that's why they created both the version and the fan, the player and the fan versions, where the player version is with the big Spotify logo and the fan version where it has the old regular logo with the word Spotify. I'm thinking those were the jerseys that Nike misprinted and they still sold them, and they sold us with the whole idea that it's two different versions. I'm guessing that was probably the jerseys that were misprinted. But anyways, the home kit was printed 1 month later. And while it seems that away kit was also delayed due to a Nike mistake, but the away kit is finally here. And as expected, as the renders that we saw previously, it is a black jersey. And I'll do this picture so you can see it better. It's a fully black jersey with the red Spotify logo, the crest in black with the Blaugrana colors. The Nike logo is also Blaugrana colors. And there is a blue stripe on one side and a red stripe on the other. And I have to say, I really, really like it. When I saw the pictures that had been leaked, I did not like it because it had a lot of red. But this jersey actually has less red than the leaked version. So I really, really like it. Initially, I was like, no, I hate this away jersey. It has way too much red on it. But now that I've seen the official version, I really, really like it. And I think I might end up buying it. And I'm starting to think now, and I hadn't thought about this before, but if you guys like it, and if you guys vote for it, maybe I'll do a raffle. I can raffle an away jersey. If you guys are down for that, let me know in the chat section or in the comment section if you're watching this after it ends. But here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the away kit. I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts and opinion. Let me know if you like it, you hate it, what could have been done better. Let me know in the chat section or in the comment section if you're watching this while it ends. One thing I would say that I would have liked seeing different is maybe instead of the red, gold. I think a gold Spotify logo with the black jersey would have looked a lot better. I think gold and black goes really good. What was it? I think 2019, 2020, the away jersey was black with gold writing on it. And I really liked that one. And I actually ended up buying it. So I don't know. I think maybe a gold Spotify logo would have looked better. But hey, I'm not here to criticize or hate on this one because I really, really like it. And again, I want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinion as far as whether you like this jersey or not. And also let me know if you want me to raffle one. If you do, I'll be glad. I will gladly do so. I'll purchase one and I'll raffle it to a lucky winner. Now, speaking of reveals, speaking of new things being announced, speaking of new things being launched, Barcelona have officially launched, shall I make this bigger, the Espai Barca website. Yes, this is the official website for the Espai Barca project. As you know by now, the Espai Barca project is this huge renovation project that Barcelona are undertaking. It's going to cost around 1.2 billion euros, which of course encompasses the renovation of the Spotify Camp Nou. But what a lot of people don't know, it's not just the Camp Nou that's being renovated. It's also all the spaces around it and the Palau Blaugrana, which is the stadium where basketball is played, indoor hockey is played, the handball is played. It's right next to the Spotify Camp Nou. If you've ever been to the Spotify Camp Nou, the Palau Blaugrana, it's pretty much falling apart. It's a pretty old building, pretty decrepit building. But anyways, the Espai Barca will also renovate that. And here we have the website. We have the picture of what the stadium would look like, or what the campus around the stadium would look like. Which I have to say, once the stadium is complete, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be one of the best looking stadiums. I don't know if I'm being biased here, but I really think. Here we have a short video about what the stadium is going to look like. If you want to see it, the website is espaibarca.fcbarcelona.com. I can't click on the video because if I do, they will shut down my podcast for copyrights. Here we have some images of what the stadium would look like. And here in this second picture where I'm pointing with my mouse, that's a Palau Blaugrana, or what's going to look like. This is the this is also the training grounds, or I think it's the Johan Cruyff Stadium, if I'm not mistaken, because the Johan Cruyff Stadium is also being renovated. Again, the Espai Barca is not just the Spotify Camp Nou. It's going to be renovating many facilities. Here's more images. Oh, and you have a live camera. Really cool website, very interactive. Here we see the inside the Spotify Camp Nou. Again, if you want to check it out, espaibarca.fcbarcelona.com. I highly recommend it. There's a lot of updates in there. There's a lot of information about the stadium, what's going to look like, what the project encompasses. So really cool website, and that I highly recommend you watch it. And again, they have this live option where you can see the construction, the live streaming of the construction. Again, I don't want to click on it, so I don't get like shut down for copyrights, but really cool website. Check it out. It was officially launched today, if I'm not mistaken, maybe yesterday, but really cool website, really cool project by Barcelona to keep us up to date on the whole Espai Barca project. And the final bit of news in this first segment is bad news. We started with good news with the new kit, with the new website, and now we move on to bad news because the club have confirmed the injury of Fermin Lopez. Now, we know Fermin Lopez was called up to the Spanish under-21 team during this FIFA international break. He suffered an injury during training. He had to leave camp, or the concentration of Spain. He came back to Barcelona. He underwent medical exams, and while the medical exams have confirmed the injury, Fermin Lopez has an injury to his left thigh, and he's expected to be out for 3 weeks. So definitely bad news, but at least it's not a very long injury. At least we still have 2 weeks of FIFA international break. So if he's going to be out for 3, we know that 2 of those weeks is going to be, during the international break. So he's not going to miss much, but he will miss some matches. Now you wonder, what matches will Fermin Lopez miss? Well, he's going to miss the Girona match, which is the first match after the international break. Is going to be an away match at Montilivi. He's also going to miss the match against Monaco in the Champions League, the match against Villarreal, and the match against Getafe. So Girona, Monaco, Villarreal, and Getafe. Fermin Lopez will miss all those 4 matches. And speaking of Girona, I forgot to mention the new kit. Barcelona are expected to wear that kit for the first time in that match against Girona. So as soon as the FIFA international break is over on September 15th, which is the first match back, Barcelona will be traveling to Montilivi to play that away match against Girona. And that's when we'll see the team for the first time in the new away kit, which I'm very excited to see what it looks like because we've only seen the jersey. I want to see the whole kit with the shorts, the socks, everything. Very excited. But anyways, let's start with the comment section, and then we will talk about the possible return of Gavi. And we do have a first donation of the day from Aaron, always extremely generous with his donations. Thank you very much, my friend. But he says, good and sad day. Away kit released and ordered. Lamine Yamal becoming the youngest ever Ballon d'Or nominee. However, sad because neither Messi or Ronaldo were nominated completely, signifying an absolute end of an era. It definitely is sad in that regards. It is an end of an era. I think, in my opinion, it was probably the greatest. I think a lot of people would agree, but I think it's the greatest rivalry in the history of football. I don't think we've ever seen a rivalry quite like it. Messi versus Ronaldo. Of course, we all know who's the winner there. It's very clear Messi, not just as a Barcelona fan, but as a football fan. I think both players they're on different levels. I mean, don't get me wrong, Ronaldo's still one of the greatest players in history, but Messi just does it on a different way. I think he's a way more complete athlete. He's someone who can not just score goals like Ronaldo, could also provide assists, dribble past players, distribute the ball. You know, he's the heart of every team. He's a true number 10, and I don't think you can compare a number 10 to a winger, which is Ronaldo, I guess a number 7, whatever you want to call him. I think Messi's definitely on a different level. Plus, not to mention, Messi's the most decorated footballer in history. He has won a World Cup. He has won 2 Copa Americas, not to mention Olympic gold and the Under-19 World Cup. I think we have a clear winner there, even as a football fan, not just a Barcelona fan. But it's definitely an end of an era. Definitely sad. I don't know when we're going to see the next rivalry. You know, they're trying to hype up the Mbappe versus Haaland. I don't think it even comes close to the Messi versus Ronaldo, because these two dominated for so long, for 15 years, and they won everything there is to win. So it's definitely sad in that regards. But let's see what other comments you guys are saying. Sorry. Tizan says, hi Mo, how are you doing, my friend? How about Frankie de Jong injury situation? Frankie is expected to come back after the international break because Barcelona gave him an ultimatum. You either get a surgery or you get back and play, because it's been, 8 months, 5 months since he got injured. And we can't have a player who is the highest paid player in La Liga just sitting around doing nothing, neither getting a surgery, nor recovering, nor playing, just chilling there, collecting a huge salary. So Barcelona told him, you either get a surgery and you finish your recovery, or we want to see you on the field. So Frankie de Jong will be back after the international break because he is ruling out a surgery. Stanley says, hey, Mo, what do you think of Eric Garcia at the CDM or a double pivot with Pedri? I think it's a great idea. I think Eric has played in that position twice already, and both times he did really well. Plus, don't take it from me, take it from Flick. Flick really likes Eric Garcia in a defensive midfield position. He thinks he's better equipped to play in that position than as a center back. So again, if you don't want to, listen to me, listen to Flick, who knows what he's doing. And he thinks that Eric Garcia would do well in that position. Wisdom says, my boy Yamal is winning the Copa and a Ballon d'Or one day, bar injuries. I have no doubt of that. I'm pretty sure Lamine is going to be set. He's already setting records left and right, and I'm sure he's going to continue to set records left and right. And I'm sure there's a lot of trophies, both individual and on a team level, in his future. And Alistair says, hey, Mo, it's been a while since the last time I was able to join your live podcast. Just so you know, I'm always watching your content. Keep up the good work, my friend. Thank you, my friend. And yes, I have missed you. I haven't seen your comments in the chat section in a while. But thank you. Thank you for joining again. Thank you for your comment. And thank you for your support of the channel. And with that, let's get back to the news, because we do have to talk about Gavi. Speaking of young players, young academy players, since we were just talking about Lamine Yamal. But let's talk about Gavi, because, ladies and gentlemen, we now know approximately when our little warrior will be back. And when I say little, it's not to try to insult him or anything. I know whenever I say something, people try to twist my words. I say little because he has small stature, but a huge heart of a lion. But our little warrior is set to come back in the middle of November. So great news there. As we know, Gavi suffered an injury 10 months ago. It will be 10 months ago on the 19th of this month. So almost 10 months ago, when he tore his ACL while with Spain, and that tear also impacted his meniscus. He had to undergo surgery to repair that tear, to the ACL and the damage to the meniscus. The surgery was successful. He's been doing excellent in his recovery. And in fact, his recovery has been going ahead of schedule, because they say Gavi's physiology, his muscles, the way his anatomy, the way his body is actually has helped in his recovery. He's been recovering a lot faster than what initially expected. And as such, he is expected to come back by the middle of November. Now, Barcelona are not looking to rush the return of Gavi. Even if he says he's fine, they're still going to take every single precaution possible. They want him feeling 100%. They want every single medical test that they run to be 100%, to come back 100%, negative as far as injuries, or positive as far as news, if you want to put it that way. and they want to take zero risks with him. They want to make sure 100% that not only is he healthy and ready to come back, but they also want to make sure that there is zero chance of him relapsing as far as that injury. Because after all, Gavi is very young. He's a player that Barcelona want him to be at the club for the rest of his career. And as such, they don't want to compromise his career. They don't want to compromise his future at the club. So they want to take zero risks. They're not looking to rush him back. They want him to take whatever time he needs and extra if needed, because they want our young warrior to be 100% fit and not to relapse in that injury. Because after all, a torn ACL is a serious injury that could end your career. 20, 30 years ago, if you tore your ACL, your career was over. But thanks to modern medicine, now you can come back from it. And while Barcelona working hard with Gavi so he can come back from it like nothing happened, and to make sure that injury does not reappear. So good news on that aspect. Gavi, middle of November. It was only around the corner. We're already September. So another 2.5 months. We've waited 10 months. What's another 2.5 months? So really good news on that front. And with that, let's get back to the comment section. And then we will talk about Barcelona's Champions League squad and also Lamine Yamal's newest record. A-Sport says, I'm excited about Ansu's return. I pray he impresses. I do too. We know that Ansu Fati was already impressing during the during the preseason. Unfortunately, he suffered that injury. He wasn't able to travel to the US. But we know that Flick likes what he sees from Ansu. And I have no doubt that if Ansu stays healthy, Flick will be able to get the best version out of him. And we might see the return of the old Ansu before all the surgeries and all the injuries. In fact, says Mo, Los Angeles is hot like Barca. Bizca Barca. All right, my friend from the West Coast. Let's go. Let's see what else. Adonis says, hi, Mo. You are the best, bro. Thank you for this update. You're a pro. No, thank you, my friend, for watching and for your support and for your amazing comment. And Ross says, Mo, why is there nothing on the left upper chest opposite from the Nike? Looks imbalanced, but I like the black class baby. You know what? Let's put up the photo again. I agree with you. I think what they should have put on the left side is the 125th anniversary logo, which I'm sure you guys have seen by now. You can kind of see it here. It's like the emblem. And then there's a circle around it here. The picture, you can't see it, but there's a circle around the emblem, and it says 125 years. I think that's what they should have done. I think they should have put the 125th anniversary logo on the left side, and that way it's more balanced. You have the Nike on one side, 125th on the other, and then the crest in the middle. I think that would have been more cool, but I don't know. What do you guys think about the Spotify logo? Because I know a lot of people, some people, either they hate it or they love it, but I haven't seen anywhere in between. So I'm curious to hear what you guys think about the Spotify logo. By the way, it's supposed to symbolize the ball in the crest. As you can see right under where it says FCB, there's the ball, which is part of the crest. And that Spotify logo is supposed to symbolize that ball from the crest. But I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts. What do you think about the Spotify logo? Do you think it's too big? You like it? You hate it? Let me know in the chat section or in the comment section. If you're watching this when it ends. And Sampana says, hey, Mo, watching from St. Louis, Missouri. All right. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. And Barca Mama says, love the new kit. Just undecided on who to get on the back, Yamal or Cuarci. Woo. That's tough. That's tough. I already have Yamal's jersey, but I have the old number. I don't have the 19 number yet. I don't know. I think Cuarci will be pretty cool. Maybe get both. Maybe get the home jersey and away kit. One can be Yamal and the other one be Cuarci. Not a bad option, right? All right, let's see. Ross says, Mo, I just found out I won the raffle, so do buy the third kit for me, the winner thing. The third kit is not out yet. If you want me to buy it, I'll buy it. It's going to cost me €0 because it hasn't been out yet. Anyways, it is pretty horrendous, though. If it's anything like the render, the green and the white, it looks like a green cow. It looks like a cow that was exposed to radioactive material and became green, but I don't know. Or maybe cheddar cheese that has gone bad. Hopefully, it looks better than what the renders that we've seen so far, but the third kit is not looking good. Denzel says it's black versus white now. Barca versus Madrid. Indeed, my friend. And Ralph says, we're wearing that black kit. Ooh, we're going to mourn Girona. We want revenge so bad. In Spanish, you would say es noche de entierro, which means it's burial night. I guess it translates directly. But yeah, it would be morning for Girona because we're coming for you, Girona. Anyways, let's get back to the news because we do have the list of the Champions League squad. Now, as you know, clubs have to register their squads with UEFA for the Champions League. That's different from the registrations that happen with La Liga. And while Barcelona have officially registered their squad for this Champions League season, which is set to begin as soon as the FIFA international break is over. And of course, there's always two lists. There's the list A, there's the list B. The list A is who you expect, your regular squad. Ter Stegen, Lewandowski, blah, 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 blah. Now, the surprise is that on the A squad list have been included Gerard Martin and Unai Hernandez. So these two youngsters have been included on the A list for the Champions League, which was very surprising for me. Maybe not Gerard Martin, because we know that Flick has decided that Gerard Martin will be officially Alejandro Valde's substitute on the left back position. But what I was very surprised about was Unai Hernandez, because Unai Hernandez hasn't even been included in the regular squad list for La Liga matches, but now he has been included in the A list for the Champions League. Of course, I'm guessing it's most likely because Marc Bernal's injury, which has ended his season. That's probably why Flick has called up Unai Hernandez to replace him on that list. But pretty cool, great opportunity for Unai Hernandez to show what he's made of. And then we have, of course, the list B. And these are the players. I guess I'll make it. There you go, so you can see it all. But the list B includes Ander Astrelaga, Marc Bernal, Aleix Garrido, Pau Prim, Diego Cochen, Héctor Ford, Sergi Dominguez, Kim Junien, Alexis Olmedo, Andrés Cuenca, and Tony Fernandez. So that's the list B for the Champions League for this upcoming Champions League season, which of course will be the new format where instead of group stages, we're going to have kind of like a league. 8 teams, you play against all of them. Sorry, 9 teams, you play against 8 of them. 4 matches at home, 4 matches away. Pretty much another way for UEFA to grab money because now you're adding 2 more matches to the Champions League calendar because after that you have round of 16, quarterfinal, semifinal. And of course, if you don't qualify in the top 8, you still have to play 2 more playoff matches to qualify to the round of 16. So that's technically could be 4 extra matches added to the already, 13 matches total or something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, UEFA for you. And then you wonder why there's so many players dropping left and right. People are like, oh, Barcelona has terrible conditions. No. It has nothing to do with Barcelona. Everybody's going through the same problem. Why? Because UEFA and FIFA continue to add matches, continue to invent more and more competition just so they can keep making more and more money. Of course, at the expense of whom? At the expense of players who are constantly getting injured, and at the expense of the clubs who have to pay for those injuries recovery, and they have to pay these players salaries when these players cannot play because why? They're injured thanks to FIFA and UEFA. But anyways, I won't bore you anymore with my ranting about UEFA and their greediness, but let's talk about Lamine Yamal, who has officially become the youngest nominee for the Ballon d'Or. Now, Ballon d'Or released today the list of their nominees, and while Lamine Yamal was on that list, and he has officially become the youngest player to be nominated for the prestigious award. And the reason you see a picture of him next to Dani Olmo because, well, the other Barcelona player to be nominated for this award is also Dani Olmo, who was the top scorer in the Euros and who was, of course, a key player for Luis de la Fuente in his quest to win the European championship. Now, not only were Olmo and Yamal nominated for the Ballon d'Or, but also here's the official list of all the nominees. If you want to see it, it's Jude Bellingham, blah, 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 Carvajal, Grimaldo, Haaland. Some of the expected names like Mbappe on there, Odegaard, Valverde, Vinicius Jr. Of course, a lot of Madrid players, given that they did win the Champions League and La Liga. But this is the full list of nominees. Again, as you can see on there, Lamine Yamal and also Dani Olmo representing Barcelona on this list of nominees for the prestigious award. And then, of course, the women. The women always making us proud. But this is the full list of all the Barcelona female players that have been nominated for the Women Ballon d'Or. Aitana Bonmatí, Caroline Graham Hansen, Patricia Guijarro, Salma Parayuelo, Alexis Putellas, Mariona Caldente, Ewa Payor, along with former star, of course, Lucy Bronze, who's no longer with the Barcelona Femení. And to add to that, the Barcelona Femení have also been nominated for the best club of the year, which not surprising because let's be honest, the best club in the world in women's football is FC Barcelona by a huge margin. It's like Pep Guardiola's Barca versus third division teams. That's pretty much what it's like in women's football, where the Barcelona Femení completely dominate that area. And we're very proud of our ladies. And the last bit of news in this segment is, oh wait, I forgot something. Lamine Yamal has also been nominated to the Copa Trophy alongside with Pau Cubarsí. The Copa Trophy is, of course, the Ballon d'Or, if you want to say, for young players. So Lamine Yamal is nominated for Ballon d'Or, but he's also been nominated to Copa Trophy alongside Pau Cubarsí. And the last bit of news, now we can hop on to the last bit of news. It's, remember this guy? Andrea Mancini. He is the son of the legendary Roberto Mancini. But the reason is that I bring him up, as you might recall several weeks ago, I announced that Deco had hired Andrea Mancini as part of his staff to help him with scouting and signing players. And well, now Andrea Mancini has officially began his role as part of Deco's staff. So we wish him good luck, and we hope that him and Deco can bring us more signings, or at least good signings, because we've seen that signings do not necessarily mean a good thing. Ferran Torres, I'm looking at you. Anyways, let's get back to the comment section, and then we will talk about Dani Olmo's official interview as a Barcelona player. Not the Gamer says, just imagine Barca had a black and gold kit like Bayern in 2020. That would be fire. It'd be more fire if we can win a sextuple. That'd be amazing, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. And Aaron says, the part of that away kit I'm most relieved about is we don't have that stupid-ass vertical Nike swoosh like Liverpool. I think that's going to be on a third kit. At least what we've seen from the leaked photos, it looks like the Nike deal has a boner. It's like pointing up. I don't know why. But I think that's going to be on a third kit. All right, Prosuna says, hi, Mo. I don't know if you, for you, but me, I have full faith that we will win treble this season. Calm down, guys. Calm down. This is exactly what I've been talking about. This is a brand new team, brand new coach, brand new project. Don't expect anything. I'm not even expecting a Copa del Rey. Nothing. Zero. It's a brand new project. To expect a brand new project to win a treble, you're only going to break your own heart. So let's calm down. Let's lower the expectations. We're only 4 matches into the season. Let's not get crazy and think we're going to win the World Cup. Not the Club World Cup, the actual World Cup with a club team. That's not going to happen. Well, because it's impossible, but also because it's a new project. So let's calm down. Let's lower our expectations. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs, just like any brand new project. Just because we won our first 4 matches doesn't mean we're going to win every single matches. I'm sure there's going to be matches where we lose. There's going to be matches where we draw. There's going to be matches where we struggle. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. Calm down. Let's not start talking treble. All right, let's see what else. Ampular says, really glad Lamine, Dani Olmo are in the list of Ballon d'Or. Indeed, my friend. And Nima says, do players have a union or something to protect their rights? They do. They do. They have a union. But I guess no union is as powerful as greedy UEFA. All right, let's do the last bit of news because Dani Olmo has given his first interview as a Barcelona player. As we know, whenever there is a FIFA international break and there's not a lot of club action, interviews start flowing left and right. Everybody and their mama gives an interview. Well, Dani Olmo was one of them. Also, Rafinha gave an interview. Pedri gave an interview. But I decided to focus on Dani Olmo because, after all, he is our newest signing. And it's good to see, you know, his words or his first words as a Barcelona player. Now, Dani Olmo was asked about Of course, he started the interview talking about how happy he was at Barcelona, that he always wanted to come, blah, 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 pretty much what every signing says. But I decided to just pick a few highlights from his interview, and starting with the whole matter of registration, because we know Barcelona were not able to register Dani Olmo. He missed the first 2 matches. He wasn't registered until the third. And there was news about how Dani Olmo was upset and pissed off and blah, 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 and he wanted to burn the club and set the Spotify Camp Nou on fire. And while in regards to registration, this is what the Barcelona player had to say. I knew it would be sorted out. I wanted to play as soon as possible, but I also knew that this situation could happen. In the end, it was a dream debut in Vallecas. Barca showed me that they wanted me. Those who haven't seen me will now have the opportunity to do so. With Barca, we have clear objectives. Whoever comes to this club has to have a winning mentality. So Dani Olmo, pretty much, as opposed to some of the reports that were coming out saying that he was pissed off, he's saying, look, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to be sorted out, because after all, I'm pretty sure when Barcelona signed him, told them, look, this is the situation. We're going to sign you. Your registration might take some time. It's going to happen, but it's going to take time. So that's exactly what Daniel was expecting. Nothing about how pissed off he was or blah, 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 as some media outlets made it out to be. By the way, speaking of the 1-1 rule, I'm going to be posting a video after the podcast about why Barcelona did not achieve the 1-1 rule. Lots of interesting news in there, including new news that we've never heard about. So stay tuned to the channel. But anyways, let's continue, because Dani Olmo was then asked about Hansi Flick, how he is as a coach, how he's, how his interactions are with Hansi Flick. And this is what the Barcelona player had to say. He has played a key role. The position where he sees me and where I've been playing at Leipzig and with Spain. The connection with players like Pedri or Lamine. Everything makes it much easier, and that's why my adaptation has been so quick. He is very clear about what he asks of me. So Dani Olmo giving credit to Hansi Flick for his quick adaptation. And I have to say, it has been incredibly quick adaptation, because Dani Olmo, his first match in, he was already killing it. Scored a goal. Second match, did even better. Also scored a goal. So his adaptation has been, well, there has been no adaptation. He's pretty much started out, he's hit the ground running. He's playing like he's been at Barcelona for the last 10 seasons. And while Dani Olmo crediting that to Hansi Flick, because he says Hansi Flick has been very clear with him on what expects from him, on what he should do on the field. And honestly, I'm not surprised, because we've seen an improvement in all the players, which can only tell you one thing, is that Flick knows how to express his ideas, knows how to teach these players on what they're supposed to do within his system. And we're seeing it all across the board. And that, of course, includes Dani Olmo, whose adaptation has been very quickly. And then finally, Dani Olmo was asked about his teammates. And this is what the Barcelona player had to say. It's a pleasure to be able to play with Pedri and Lamine. They are players with whom I've always gotten along very well. In regards to Rafinha, he said he's a very complete player, a great person. In the dressing room, he helps the youngsters a lot and also helped me when I arrived. And on the pitch, he's a player I like because he works with the conviction that he will be a great help. Now, Olmo was asked about what he could contribute to Barcelona as a player. And to that, he said, I'm a passer and a goal scorer. In these games, we've already seen that I like to team up with other players like Pedri, Rafinha, Lewandowski, and no, that's not a typo, but he said Ferran. So there you have it, folks. Dani Olmo talking about, what he can provide to Barcelona as a passer, goal scorer, and then how he's gotten along with his teammates right away. Of course, he's shared locker room with them in Spain, with Pedri, Ferran, Lamine, and then with Rafinha, saying that Rafinha was very welcoming of him since day one, and that he likes to play with all of those players. So that's all for Dani Olmo's interview. I thought it was a pretty cool interview. It was pretty cool to hear what he had to say as a Barcelona player. And with that, let's get back to the chat section to do more comments, and then we will end the podcast. And like I said, later on, I will be posting a video on why Barcelona was not able to achieve the 1-1 rule. Romain says, I agree. I'm hoping to have some great matches like the last one, at best, no injuries, and finalizing the Nike deal to secure a solid summer. Amen, my friend. Hey, Aaron says, hey, Mo, even though expectations have to be kept in check, which I agree, it would be cool if we all of a sudden went on a Leverkusen type of run. I mean, Leverkusen did not go on a run on their first season. I think it was second or third that they actually did what they did. So, but more of a Bayern run. I would say more of a Bayern run because Bayern, Flick arrived and immediately won the sextuple. So, but anyways. Raul says, why can't Barca deal with Spain national team by restricting them on some of the Barca players? Lamine, Olmo, and Pedri are key players going to play with some irrelevant tournaments only to get injured because you can't do that. You can reach an agreement with the Spanish national team. You can negotiate it and be like, hey, like maybe you can take this guy, but keep this guy, or maybe you can take this guy for this tournament, but the other one not. Kind of like with Fermin, where they said, okay, you can take him to the Euros, but how about you not play him and keep him on the bench so he can be fresh for the Olympics? Or Cubarsí, where they negotiate, all right, how about you don't take Cubarsí to the Euros, but you take him to the Olympics? So you can negotiate that, but you cannot restrict. You cannot say, no, you can't take these players because you just can't. Cedar says, talk about how you think fans and the world will react to our first loss and also speak about your prediction for how we will react and play against the great teams. Look, a loss is about to happen. Is about to happen, especially with a new project. Mistakes are going to be made because you learn from your mistakes. And well, you can't learn if you don't make mistakes. So mistakes are going to happen. There's bound to be a loss. And how is the world going to react? Well, it's going to be a disaster. I already anticipate it. As soon as we get our first loss, it's going to be headlines about this project is a failure. Flick is a fraud. This team is just, it's all a hype. I can already see it happening. So that's why I'm saying, guys, calm down, because you're only doing it to yourself, right? If you expect that we're going to go on an unbeaten run and win a treble, you're only setting yourself up for disappointment. Because first of all, a treble is incredibly difficult to achieve. It's almost impossible to achieve. That's why only very, very few teams in history have been able to achieve it. And to expect that of your team in any season, let alone in the first season for the project, is very, very highly unrealistic, and you're only setting yourself up to be highly disappointed. So keep the expectations low. Let's just see how this project progresses, and we'll keep it at that. Cedar says, how long so you think Flick will stay and work on this project? Rumors say he even have long-term project for La Masia and signing rules, where Flick has a 2-year contract until 2026, and I'm sure the length of his stay will all depend on how he does. I'm sure if he does great, if the project continues growing, the project continues improving, I'm sure they'll renew his contract. If not, most likely not. And there's also the possibility of who's going to be reelected, because even if Flick does great, maybe someone else comes in as president and says, I don't want this guy because he's Laporta's guy, and he kicks him out. Kind of like what happened with Pep Guardiola, right? Pep Guardiola, best coach in our history, probably one of the best coaches in the history of football, and he was ousted. Why? Because when Sandro Rosé became president and Bartomeu his vice president, they were like, yeah, sure, this guy is winning nonstop. Sure, he won a sextuple. Sure, he's the greatest coach ever. But guess what? He's Laporta's guy, so let's get him out because, that makes total sense, right? So, unfortunately, politics does veer its ugly head in football as well. And we do have a donation from Cedar, who says, greetings from Sweden. Talk about how you think fans and world will react when our losses is coming. Also, how do you think we will do against great teams? I just addressed the first part. I'm expecting for the world to lose their mind as soon as we get our first loss and people be like, ha, 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 it's just a hype. Flick is a fraud, blah, blah, blah. As far as how we'll do against great teams, look, if we can play the way we played against Real Valladolid, lots of intensity, high pressure, moving the ball quickly, continuously, generating chances, passes to the back of defenders, runs to the back of defenders, good combinations. If we continue to play like that, we should be fine. Are we going to win a treble? I don't know. Probably not. But if we play like we played against Real Valladolid, then expect good things. Anthony says, yo, Mo, been a while since I caught you live, man. Let's no hold back. Let's enjoy the wins. In fact, we are winning the Champions League, bro. Let's enjoy the wins, but let's enjoy one win at a time. And one more, and then we will end this. But Yomi Dara says, hit the like button, guys. Mo, you rock. Thank you, my friend. And yes, please hit the like button. It's the best way to support the channel. It prompts the YouTube algorithm to recommend the video to people who've never seen it. And with that, let's end the podcast, and then I will go and work on my video on why Barcelona have not been able to achieve the 1-to-1 rule. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscriptions, and your generous donations. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.